Alrighty, for this video, this is actually going to be a follow-up to my keyboard video that I'm just going to post. And I'm sure you're going to see everybody's going to see the title of this one too and say, oh, I know everything about that. I can't believe he's doing a video on this. Let's find out if you really know everything. There's a lot of factors that come into play now with a simple thing such as a mouse. There's a lot of things probably a lot of people don't know about this. Home users, even admins, may not know some simple little things on these. There were some things that actually shocked me that I didn't realize myself that are nice features. That I don't really ever need it. I've used it a few times. But as a home user or someone in a business, maybe doing a different function of a job, might need it, might want it. And if you don't know about this, you won't go out and buy it. You won't look for it. In the old days, the mouse used to be a PS2 port. There's some computers that still take PS2 ports. Modern ones are mainly USB, hot swappable. You can change them out. When you do, should easily transfer over. Operating system should see find the driver, load it in. If not, you may have to go download the driver. Want to bring that up for anybody at home that may want to do this, that don't usually do this. You might run into that scenario. For that, you may need to plug in your old mouse because you don't know the keyboard functions to move around because you're not an IT professional or you don't usually do that. Go in, download that, run it, then plug in the old one or the new one and let the drivers take in. Now, there's all kinds of variables in these things now. This is actually one I just bought for in here because I love the design. It's like a computer circuit design, and it's an LED light up. It's a toy. This is why I bought that. Nothing special about it. Didn't want to use this in here because everything's black. Wanted something a little bit with color. Wanted something so when I do videos you can actually see, all those will be coming up. But as you can see, there's actually buttons on the top. There's a nice little knobby that you can spin. Another one I have has little buttons on the side. Those are interesting. Those are troublesome. Because you're using that mouse, you're going around and click. Oh, damn. Well, what those actually do are change pages. Goes back and forth. So if you're on a website and you want to go back, hit the little button on the side, you go back. I haven't tried it, but I'm sure it'll probably work on digital books to change the page. Instead of going and scrolling over and clicking or dragging, you click, change your page. These are all nice little features that you may want at home. Not only at home, you may want at business. If you're a lawyer and you're going through gobs of legal paperwork, click, moving around, trying to navigate, it'd be easier to scroll through when you can just click those pages and it changes over. If you're going through a lot of things, legal documents, all kinds of stuff that you might need to skip a few pages, you might need to go back, you might need to check, what this says compared to that says, those features might be something you want. it's probably something that you probably didn't know that's out there. Because most people probably don't even have a mouse like this that has the scroll. Now, I did say scroll. Does anybody know what that really means? You're looking at online. You want to go down on the website. Scroll down. You don't have to go over to the side, click on the little arrow, go down, 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 down. You can do it from here. One of the nice features. It's been out there for a long time. But a lot of the cheaper mice did not have that feature. It had the left and right click button. The big button I haven't got to yet, that probably a lot of people haven't realized yet, there's been a major swing and change in mice. Not here. Here. I remember when I got into computers, they had a ball in the bottom. Boy, those things were nasty. Those things picked up every little piece of dirt, everything. Those were the biggest complaints I had from people that I had to go help with. Was their mouse wasn't moving no more. Had a little panel, you twist, pop off, take the ball out. Inside there was 2 little wheels. Most of the time those things were so dirty and filthy you have to clean them out and pull all kinds of stuff out of them to get them to work. Put the ball back in, clean the ball, put the ball back in, lock that back in there. Oh, and the mouse would work. Now these don't have a ball. They're all laser, basically. There's a light underneath that knows when it's moving, how fast it's moving, all of that type of things. Other factor for you gamers. I'm sure all the gamers know about it, but if you're not a gamer and you're an IT person, you might not know about this. Latency. I'm sure you know what latency is. It's the time between when you move right and it moves right. That can be a factor in a lot of things. That's why when people doing graphics now, they don't use a mouse. They use one of those drawing tablets where they can draw with the pen on and all that stuff because of the latency. Because you move an inch and then you wait and wait and wait and wait and then you kind of twitch and then you can't draw well with it. Now they have all kinds of gaming mice out that have better latencies, have better times. There's a lot of other things out there now that might help you in a business environment. Yeah, I said a gamer's mouse. There's computers that come in lately that have gamers mice and keyboards. Check the keyboard part out on my keyboard video because there's some important factors there. There are important factors too with those. The shape. Come down to a point. Some of them that I've seen, this button actually hangs over. I don't know the exact reason. Might be so your fingers can hang over and you can tap on it. But I don't like those. So these are factors you want to look at if you get into these. If you decide you want to buy a new one. There's ones that don't move that have a ball on top and have the buttons. The mouse does not physically move. It has a ball on top. Maybe because your arm, you have problems with your arms, you have a medical condition. That might be something that can help you because all you do is move your thumb and click. You don't have to move your arm. So these are some factors I wanted to bring up with a mouse. You have wired, you have wireless, there's Bluetooth, I believe. There's a couple different kinds of frequencies out there. Basically all the same. But now you can have fancy LED, I can pick a color and I can make it do, glow or turn off or depends on what you want. Home user, I'm sure most of you have stuff like this. Business line, it's not really relevant. It's not needed. But you might have some fancy presentation you want to show, or in a fancy presentation room where you want the bling, where you want to show off something. That may be a factor for you, or something like that. It's just one of these things I want to put out there. I know probably most of this information everybody already knew. There's probably a lot of information, especially for the home users, that what? You can do what? Go online, check it out. Go shop around, go look. That's what this video is there for, is to inform you. This is my first look at these. I'm not taking them apart. I'm not doing any of that type of stuff. Went into a little bit of detail on the old mice. But goes back to what I've said in other videos. If you don't know where you came from, you don't know where the technology is and where it's going to go. You only know this and how it functions. You don't know where it came from and all the pre-generations before it. So you're not going to look for something like that. You're not going to look at how the shape's different, how it holds your hand, how your hand fits on there. You know, can you wrap your thumb? Is there ones like with the ball where you don't have to move your arm? If you don't understand where the technology came from, where we're going, and where the future can be, that's why I'm doing these videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe down below. Make sure you hit the bell so you can get all the updates on what I post. Because there's a lot coming. And I'm sure a lot of it's going to shock you. Because there may be simple things like this that you did not know that might be a huge benefit to you. A new keyboard and mouse. I mean, I won't say new, as in off the shelf new, but you can buy second hand also. I want to bring that up because a lot of these keyboards that are out there can be $80, $100, $200 keyboards that someone went out and bought the nice, latest and greatest and sent it off to a thrift store or sent it off somewhere else that you could pick up for $10, $5, $2, $1, someone's yard sale. Honestly, that's where I like to go. I like to go to those places. You know why? It's not in a box. I can see it. I can touch it. I can feel it. Does it click, click, click? Does it clunk, 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 clunk? All those kind of sounds that, will it annoy you? Because that might be why someone got rid of that. It was going clunk, 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 and driving them crazy every time they type. Some people don't like noise when they're typing. Some people like the clicking sound, like a typewriter. Some do those type of things. So these are factors I want to bring up. Because you might like something and it might make a funky sound or do something, or the keys stroke is different. If you go on those videos, they'll talk about the buttons and the circuits and all this stuff in the keys about how they're so much different. To me, that don't matter about the micro switches and all of that. I like the raised keys and how they are. So I like the mouse design, how they are. There's a lot of different designs out there. There's even bigger mice, little mice, mini mice. You can buy little minis to go in a laptop bag. You know, they're little tiny, tiny things. I have one floating around somewhere that I got from a vendor. Little tiny, tiny things. Problem is, yeah, they're nice to move around, but I can't click those buttons. I got too big of fingers. So, might be a factor for you. You might want something a little tiny, tiny that you can use to move around. Might want to use the one with the ball on top. Whatever. But this video is to tell you there's a lot of factors out there. I want you to go out and look. If you're having an issue, especially with all the homeschooling coming back again, everybody working from home, you might have something on your business that you liked and now you're working at home, you don't have that, option is you can go out and get one. If you know similar what it is, you might actually find something better than what you had at your business. So that's the factor I want to bring up. This is probably the best thing for this video, is end it now, because I'll have a more in-depth look at mice coming up in the future. But this is my 101 first look, just to give you a rough idea, especially since this is the critical information people probably need to know now at home doing work. You don't need to know how to take it apart and clean it. You don't need to know how it's put together. You don't need to know how to service it. You can just go out and buy another one for 10 or 15 bucks if it really breaks. Because odds are, if that breaks, it's going to cost you more than 10 or 15 bucks to get it fixed in the first place. Just in labor. Parts, who knows if that can be found. So, that's going to wrap up this video. I'll have more videos to come. Make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Keep updates coming on all these videos, because there's a lot more coming. Thank you.